good? What's good? Here, you
84. Where the hell are you been?
84 going in all of us.
Hey, no, I'm not. No, I've been
Yeah.
around, man. But
Stop.
I've been
You
like,
got
my man.
before you start. I already heard it in your voice.
What?
I already heard it in your voice. You got that, man. You got that. I got a belt for each one of y'all homies right now.
No, I don't.
I heard it.
No. Y'all can believe what you want to believe. You grown man. You live with your results, nigga. Straight up. Like I'm gonna live with mine. You know what I mean? The only thing you heard in my voice is that you know me. Like you said, the all men's panel. Y'all got 30 minutes. I only give 30 minutes to all men's panels. I am not on that team. All right? I don't be doing with dudes for longer than 30 minutes unless
we closing
you are
in 20.
family.
We closing in
unless
20.
you're family. If you're family, I can join with you for longer than 30 minutes.
Okay.
If you're not,
Okay.
nah.
So hold
Straight
on.
up,
I gotta clarify the floor. Am I family though?
CRad, man. CRad, like, he wants to be up here doing with these niggas, man. I don't. I with you niggas like this, bro. I swear. Yo, if you ever call me on the phone, and a lot of y'all have, I keep it very brief.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta keep it, and after that, you gotta keep it pushing. I mean, Von Eric is a little different because that's my music curator. We could talk, that's the OG, we talk for extended time, but outside of M3 and like Stan, that's about it, man. I mean, no offense to none of y'all, but yeah, I can't.
Hey, none taken. None taken. I question to ask because this
you got me here, CRad. You got me here, bro.
Brother, much love. Thank you for being here. Question to you. So again, as I said, what brought us to this juncture, I found out that 50 Cent's the mother of his child, or the second child, Miss Daphne, and I'm trying to pay her respect because she's, you know what I mean, she's an autonomous human being. But after the speech, after the testimony that she gave on the stand, I can't lie, because she didn't just wake up overnight and become this way. Like 50 Diddy didn't, slip something into her drink. You know what I mean? She went out looking for Diddy and found the freak off and stayed for the baby oil. All 10,000 gallons of it. Now, my point is that 50 can't come back and be clapping back at anybody. He's got to be silent for at least the next 10 years. He needs to just make money. 50. he's got to just take the humble on this, build some businesses, have a front-facing man in front of the company. Maybe it's time for him to connect with his oldest son, Marquise, and give him some money to be the face of whatever companies he's doing. He's got to hold the L on this because, again, she didn't just turn this way overnight. This is not a matter of her character. She was who she was, and she'll be who she is, and she wants to do what she wants to do, and she's free to do that, right? But I hold 50 accountable for choosing a mate at any given time. I don't care how fine she is. I hold 50 accountable for that, and that's how we got to where we at now. What say ye?
I mean, if y'all haven't noticed yet, I don't even speak on none of that stuff. I'm from New York. I have information that most of y'all don't have. I mean, SJ know what I'm talking about. So I'm really close to the situation in a lot of different ways, but I don't even speak on it.
Yeah.
Y'all probably wonder why. I don't speak on it because these dudes are dangerous and they play for keeps.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I know how they play. I know what they do. I know how they move.
I actually heard you mention this on a panel. It was either earlier this week or late last week. I heard you say
exactly. Yeah. See, the
Yeah.
thing that we got to learn as people, especially our people, and especially as men, more importantly, and it's something I put in the comments from my man Kings and Dreams. The game is not to be told. Some people say it's to be sold. That's on them, but it ain't to be told. It ain't to be told at all. You know what I'm saying? So if you know certain players, you know how people move. I'll just put it like this. When these people are playing high stakes poker in relationships, right? They're seeing people not as people. They're seeing people as basically, as an appliance or a luxury or whatever. They're not looking at people as actually people like we do.
Right.
They look at people as expendable. You know what I mean? They'll take somebody's life in a heartbeat, or have somebody take somebody's life in a heartbeat because they're living on that type of time. You know what I mean? And I know this too because I've talked to people in the industry. I've talked to people who give me information about this whole case before it even started. Before it even started. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, these people who they don't play on the same type of time we playing on. No, they playing with the same amount of money, right? They playing with money that we ain't never even seen, and they playing with women that we ain't never probably none of us gonna be close to, right? It's a whole thing with that lifestyle, man. It's a whole thing, and if you think any of them are admirable or that they're cool or that they're heroes or that they care about you, they don't. I'm telling you, they don't. They don't care about you at all. You are expendable. You know what I'm saying? And I want everybody who is understanding that when you're watching these cases. I don't care who it is. It could be whoever. It could be Johnny Depp and his chick. It could be whatever. Anytime you see these Hollywood people and they going through this, that, and the third, and we have our opinions. Trust me, they don't care about our opinions. A lot of that stuff has already been decided before we can even voice an opinion. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Yeah.
it is it's about money and power. You know what I mean? The sex is just an icing on the cake, but it's about money and power. There's a song back in the day called "Money, Power, Respect." That's really what they believe. That's really what they believe the key to life is about money, power, and respect. Salute to the Locks and Little Kim. But I land there, man. Y'all know
Mhm.
what it is.
Yeah, I agree with 84. These guys, these cats are not to be idolized, and I don't know why people idolize them. Like, dude, one, they're not paying your bills, and two, they're not helping out your community, and three, dude, your life is what you shape it to be. Do not model your life after these people because trust me, it is going to come with headaches and consequences and things that probably you're not even fit for. I'll keep it real with you. Your
No, that's fact.
mentality, yeah,
That's fact.
exactly. You will go down the rabbit hole of trying to be like one of these people, which is why they always say, like I said, if you can use any rapper that you want to model your life after, don't use any of them. What you should use is the hard work. No, is taking the hard work, the mentality of like getting it out of the mud like they did, but don't do it the same way they did. Just go in with the mentality of that and use that as your motivation to get through. If you love rappers that much, then just use it. Use that. Don't do exactly what they did, but have that mental fortitude that'll push you forward. Because like I said, these motherfuckers ain't to be idolized. Like 84 said, they would throw you on the bus and they would use you, bro. To them, you're another. To them, you're another sheet on a check for them to sell their albums and all that shit. They don't really give a damn about you at all. Keep it real with you. They don't. All they care about is that you purchase their damn tracks, and that's the and that's the end of that.
Yo, shout out to Deleted popping up tonight, man. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? I like the topic right now, so I wanted to join.
Yeah, man. No worries. You know, you're welcome anytime. It's first time to YouTube. We talk about handling rejection. Didn't necessarily stop where I was thinking it was gonna go. But as I was mentioning to the brothers today, I was at work, and while I was following the the baby oil conspiracy, I ran into. I'm gonna keep giving it different titles, man, until it's
Yo,
I can't. It's not. You don't. You guys don't understand.
Is it really
I couldn't
called
even.
that? Is it really called the baby oil
Conspiracy? Nah.
Yeah.
I just put that name on it now. And I'm gonna clip it and keep running with this.
Because I'm like, is it really called that?
But hey, delete it. Feel free to side with the jerk before you.
Yeah, basically, Deleted. We're basically commenting right now where we're saying, and I mean, we took a different spin on it right now in this last probably minute or two, and we got like 8 minutes to go before we close. This is not intentional, but yeah, we approaching 2 hours and 12 minutes. We're basically talking about roundabout in a way right now about the responsibility of life, and it kind of ties in with the subject because in handling rejection, we think about that from somebody rejecting us. What about the things that we've got to reject before it hurts us?
Yeah, definitely. I think Jay Takashi said something really important right now. He said that a lot of rappers right now, a lot of big icons. I don't want to say no names, but they're showing the youth on how to do things. You know, how to get women, how to get power, respect, money, and it works for them, but it's not going to work for us. And
Mhm.
I was just in a situation where I didn't know how to move about a certain girl where, you know, my whole life I had certain women come to me where in this situation I was going to her and I just didn't
Right.
know how to navigate towards that. So I didn't know to take her out to a place that I would like to go to or to a place to impress her. I just didn't know, but I moved in a way where I was just being myself. And I still talk to her. We still go out. But I did certain things that did bite me really bad, where my reputation was on the line. And I feel like
Mm.
a lot of youth, a lot of young men, even it doesn't matter how old you get, you know, we're still learning. And right now, I'm still trying to figure out um, if I should continue to do what works or do I need to sacrifice what I believe works to try something better. So, for instance, the girl that I do like, do I be better or do I continue to do what works? I don't know. I'm in like a midlife crisis, you could say, when it comes to that. I'm 28. I don't know if I should be trusting anybody, especially a woman. I don't know if I should, um, you know, just like that young kid right now, that football player who's 22, got married, and he didn't get a prenup. You know,
Yeah.
we're saying, oh, he did something really bad, or maybe he did something right. Maybe he's doing something where he's trusting that girl. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of trust things that us men we we fight against. We don't know who to trust no more.
Can
Well,
I tackle this real quick?
yeah, go ahead, sophisticated.
Oh man, I wanted to go first, but go ahead, Shay.
Oh,
No,
go.
yeah, sophisticated. Go, because I want to chime in on this a bit, but I'll see where everybody lands. Sophisticated, intellectual. Jay, I saw you trying to tap in. Damon and Rush, if you're there, we want to get you in this. Give the young brother some knowledge.
Yep.
So deleted. What I would recommend, and this is what put me in a good posture, man. I found dudes that had they stuff together, and what I mean by that, man, I didn't just listen to what people say. I looked at their outcomes and how they moved to that, and then I took that wisdom from them and applied that to my life. So what you're kind of asking right now, I would say is, man, work on yourself, get yourself together, because when you do that and you get your like spiritual together, you get your mentality together, you get your physical, you get your money. And when I'm talking about money, I'm not talking about tricking. That ain't my MO. I'm just saying when you get those four elements together, you could spot somebody that's coming to take advantage of you. And I think that's the issue with a lot of men, is just that, you know, when you're not moving in the right order, it's hard for you to spot bad behaviors because you're moving out of order. So I would just say, man, get yourself together, because, man, it's like the old saying goes, like, man, when the grass is low, you can spot the snakes. So it's just like, I would recommend working on yourself. And then when you're doing like productive, positive things, you're naturally going to kind of align with people when you're not thirsty and stuff like that. They're just going to kind of gravitate to you. And then you're going to know how to ask the right questions. It's like, hey, man, what do you feel about like finances in a relationship? How do you feel about like leadership, a man leading you? Here's my plan. You're going to be able to speak to all these different things. So they're going to kind of be intrigued when you kind of talk like that. They're going to be like, oh, okay, damn, I never heard a guy talk like this before. So I think that's why you got to make sure you fix yourself. And so I know the other guys want to jump in, but I would just say, like, definitely work on yourself and get yourself on that path. Because when females say, I want a guy that's interesting, that's what it pretty much is. It's a guy that could speak to where he's going, different things he's already done, and you could kind of tie all those like different things together. I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
You know, I'm gonna reply to you real quick. Yeah, definitely. I'm 28. I've been truck driving for almost 7 years now, and I do got my stuff together. I'm, you know, going to the gym a lot. I've been on that program, but again, I'm still trying to fight with that attracting, and I don't want to say the courtier because I don't really like playing the courtier as much as I do. I would say that I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but I'm a gentleman first. So like I said, I'm still trying to figure out. Um,
Can I ask you a question, brother?
yeah.
I just got a question. I just want to know because my advice is going to depend on what outcomes you're trying to get out of this thing. Are you looking to date as many women as you can successfully, or are you looking for like long-term stable
Good question.
relationship? What
Good
is
question.
what is your end game?
That's a great question, man. My twin brother just asked me that yesterday. He asked me, what's your end game with this girl?" And I just had a couple
You
other
should with
girls.
any relationship, not just this girl, because
Right,
this
right.
girl could go on. But you should have. No matter, it should be whatever it is. It should be whomever you date. So, what is your end game in dating, not just with this girl?
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at my patterns for the past 5 years, and my end game is um, obviously find a wife to give my seed to, and to grow and to invest into a woman that's gonna um, multiply what I give her. I don't want to just give to a woman. I want her to give me a kid. I want to get into a house with her. I want to
Okay.
be able to
But
build.
hopefully your expectation is more than just a kid, because any woman can give you a kid. You want her to give
Right,
you
right, right.
admiration. You want to give her inspiration. You want her to give you insight, nurturing. You want all the things that help you when you got to go out there and fight those dragons in the world. Come back, and you want to give you a home, basically. So it's one of those things. So you focus on the thing. This. With that being said, let me just we used to say this a lot on this podcast. We call it the masculine mind. It was like, focus on your values, date off and align with people who have the same value set with you. If you know strong family ties is your value, if like some people are spiritual, if your religion is your value, if fidelity, if mutual respect and insight, if good communication is part of your value set, to where those are the non-negotiables of the person that you're going to be with, date on that. Because you need to see, and you got to take a look at, if you, to make sure that you're not just focusing on preferences. Like, preferences are the things that can change over time. Like, hey, I want to go with a big ass, or I want a girl who dresses this way, or I want to go the things that are just or the superficials, and not the foundational stuff. So if
Yeah.
you into this girl, just look at her and say, okay, what are my values? Because the values is what's going to keep you happy and content and moving forward in a long-term relationship. So what are my values? And is she displaying identical or complementary values that's going to keep me happy for a long period of time? Because if she's like, oh, I want to be out in the club and I want to be out being a scene, and that's not, you don't value that, then there's going to be some conflict there. Or if she's like, oh, you don't make enough money, or blah blah blah, or if she's, or vice versa, if you have some values that's not aligned with hers, she's going to be giving you those kind of like pushbacks. So my advice is, take a look at your situation, take a look at the values you've established, and if you haven't established them, work to establish them, and then make sure that the woman that you're dealing with have congruent values with you. So because if you got congruent values, you can work through anything, because the destination and the end game is the same. Like you said, you want a woman to give you, see, she wants a healthy masculine man to be the father of her children. So you want a woman who can build you a home. She want a man to provide security and protection. So if you have the same values, your goals are aligned, that'll carry you, and that'll help you. I think that'll steer you well.
That's
All right.
Yeah.
wonderful.
So I got a question. I got a few questions, Leader. So
Go ahead, Intellect.
yeah, let's slow walk this, and then we'll build from there. Number one, does this girl like you?
I would say yeah. I would say so.
Okay. Is the communication consistent?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You got two green checks. Perfect. Um, and as a brother was saying, as brother Dane was saying, you gotta find somebody to fix your lifestyle. You know what I mean? So you gotta find somebody that's aligned with you. That's that. Not only that, One of my favorite movies is The Bronx Tale. If you have never seen The Bronx Tale, go watch it tonight. Or tomorrow, whenever you have a chance to. And one of the scenes in The Bronx Tale is he's taking a girl out on a date, and he opens the door for her and lets her in, right? So he's coming around to, open the door for himself so he can drive the car. And before he can do that, she slides over and open the door for him. Now, the reason I share that is because a relationship is a partnership, right? You got to find a partner. You got to find somebody that if you're gonna ride for them, they're gonna ride for you. So if you see that in her and she's displaying those qualities, then definitely she's a keeper. You know what I mean? A lot of, and it ain't the bash women at all, but a lot of women end up with guys they don't even like. You know what I mean? A lot of them just end up with dudes just to end up with dudes, right? Maybe for money, maybe for comfort, maybe for lifestyle, whatever, right? But a lot of
Yeah.
them do that. So y'all see it, if you OG know what I'm talking about. If you are a man of a certain age, you know what I'm talking about. You just people watch. A lot of women
Yep.
are not with the guy they want to be with. They're just not.
Yep.
And it ain't about money, ain't about none of that. It's about who he is. You know what I mean? Men, we don't really do that. We not, we don't care what we gotta do. We're gonna find something that we like or as close to what we like. We don't care what it take most of the time, right? Even if we're doing some old crazy stuff, we're gonna try to find something that's as clear as and as close to what we really want to be with or really want to really desire. But women don't do that a lot of times. You know what I mean? And it's not all women; it's just some women. But a lot of women will just settle for a guy, right? And he could be a little short, little shrimp looking dude. And you're like, I know you're not attracted to this guy. I know you're not. I know you're not, right? But a lot of times they'll just do that. So if you find somebody that likes you, consistent communication, do your lifestyles align?
I would say so. Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So you good. You know what I mean? The ball is in your court, bro. She talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both like each other. Your lifestyles align. You good. You good. Now you just build upon that. You build, you keep getting to know her. You know what I mean? She keep getting to know you, you know, and everything else will manifest itself. You know what I mean? And then you'll have understanding. See, okay, you know what I mean? The least you can get out of this is a good friend. You can have a great friendship with this woman. You know what I mean? The best is
Right.
if you are actually with her, right? You know what I mean? So um just take your time, bro, and don't allow your past experience to basically poison this experience you having right now. You know what I mean? Live in the moment, enjoy the moment, bro. You talk to
Yeah.
somebody that you like them back, and y'all good, man. You chilling. You are far from a midlife crisis, brother. You 28. Midlife crisis don't begin until you my age, like 40, 41 and above. You're good.
That's a
Okay.
fact.
You are good, bro. Chill. Like you are in a great spot. If most of us if we could rewind to 28, well, a lot of us would. I know I would. I would rewind to 28 right now. You know what I mean? Exactly. And
Yep.
brothers are raising their hands. All right. And that's just a
Hey,
fact. So
delete
you
it.
in a
How
prime
long you been
position,
dating
bro.
this girl? How long you been
So
dating this girl?
hold on, Dame. Hold on,
Sorry,
Um.
bro.
my bad.
I,
But yeah, so
mm,
just take your time, bro. Get to know her. You know what I'm saying? And just chill, man. I feel like you letting your past experiences or whatever you've been through, you letting it infiltrate what's going on right now. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Just chill, take your time, and enjoy the process. And I'm in there.
Hey, real quick, because I got to roll out, but I just wanted to say this to delete it. Man, I already knew where you were gonna go when Dame asked them questions. I think those were some great questions, like Dame and Mr. Best asked you. But I already knew which direction you was gonna go, just based on the fact that you're even open to ask like other men like for their like expertise or advice on your situation. So I already knew that you had a level of wisdom. So like what 84 was saying, it's like, man, it's not a midlife crisis. What you're displaying is that you're actually wise, seeking wisdom from other people. And that's what I was trying to get to you at the front point. I did the same thing. I was like, man, when I wanted to make a informed decision, I'm seeking out knowledge from other people, and I humbled myself, and it put me in a great position. So that's what you're displaying right now. So you're definitely very wise, man, and you're already heading in the right direction just by opening yourself up and asking them questions. So Now, shout out to you for even doing that, man. So
Yeah, man.
I think you're wise beyond your years, man. Just hearing you talk. So,
Yeah.
but all right, y'all, I'm drop out.
All
right,
right,
sir.
Conrad, let me
Bless
say
home,
one
man.
thing real quick.
To sophisticated. Yeah, you hit it right on the nail. I'm just searching for wisdom, and I don't want to go too much into detail, but that's definitely it right there. I'm just learning as I go, and I've messed up a lot, but I was just learning.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's dope. But shout out to you, man.
And
Shout out to
I was just
everybody on the
asking
panel.
a question. How long have you been dating this young lady?
Like a year.
About a year. And you answered 84's question saying you now there's some things that's kind of worrisome, and I want to dig deeper into is just say, hey, you saying you think I believe so that she liked me. In a year time, you haven't ironed out definitively that this woman is liking you, rocking you, and seeing you as a potential long-term mate. Are you having those type of discussions?
I want to say that's yes and then no, and the reason I do have my doubts is because of our ages. She's also 28. I'm 28, and I don't know what I perceive to be likable. Like the communication is there. If I call her, she answers. If we set something up, we go out to eat. So you could say she likes me. I'm
Okay,
just
so
gonna say yeah.
she's prioritizing time with you. She's making herself available for you. She's
Mm-hmm.
saying things. She's when she talk, does she talk in future terms? Like, yeah, sometime we need to take a trip to blah blah blah. Maybe in the future we can go to this place. Or is she planning things out with long-term implications on it? Like, in the future I want to have kids, and do you want to have kids, and asking you those questions to kind of gauge where your long-term implications are. So are you guys doing that kind of stuff, like talking in long-term terms?
Yeah, well, yeah, most definitely, yeah. But
Okay.
as far as like the house, she lives with her family, and her parents
Mhm.
are senior citizens. So as far as living together, I don't think that's gonna happen. As far as kids, she's also 28. Like I said, I don't think she wants to have kids, and I'm okay with that. I got my thing going on. I don't know if I'm gonna have kids. Um, it's just about, just like you said, long term. I do see myself being long term with this girl.
Okay. And she's indicated that she sees herself with you long term as well, correct?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. I'm a hopeful fall back, because I could get way deep into this, because I want to say, how does she indicate that she sees you long term? What is she saying or doing or proposing?
No, and those are great questions. I think what just happened. If again, I always preface what I'm about to say by telling people that you don't got to believe what I believe. You don't got to see it the way I see it. But what just happened here is a Proverbs moment. In Proverbs, it says that a man becomes wise when he seeks out wisdom and brings himself around other men, and when he yields himself to that wisdom. So we just had a Proverbs moment, and everything that every man has said up here is in fact is it's foundational. Deleted. That's one thing I want you to understand, and I think you know that, so I don't want to have to belabor that. We're kind of a little bit in overtime. We're gonna get ready to close, but to offer up advice on this part, I would say be intentional. Remove distractions. The first way for any man to be intentional, and when I say distractions, I mean the distractions that you may not knowingly and unknowingly you've allowed to maybe take root, and they're not in your direct path, but they may be beside it. And because the one thing that it sounds like you have some assurities from this woman, which is a great thing. But the other thing is you want to make sure that there's nothing about you that provides her lack of surety. Because when there is a lack of surety, or there's things that may press and can kind of get in between decision makings and finalizing thoughts and opinions, outside distractions can always happen. And I'm not necessarily talking about necessarily like living situations or stuff like that, but you do, as the scriptures would say, you have to make your calling and election sure. And so that doesn't just mean by way of faith or vocation. It's how we choose to live our life. And you seem like a very intentional brother. You seem like that you do have an idea, and a pretty clear idea from what it sounds, of what you want. You're just looking to iron out certain other details. And as you go along, Dame, I'm so glad you came up here tonight, man. I've been waiting weeks for you to circle back, but I know you're a busy brother. But everything that where probably the line of questioning that he would go to kind of filter further to give you some more clarity on things that you want to look for or even discuss if you haven't deleted. This is a great building foundation. Everything that intellectual Mr. Best had to propagate to you. These are all foundational things right here. And you definitely want to make sure that, I'm going to do my best to clip this part so you can have it and download it. Or if you want, I can download it for you and send it to you so that you can replay this back. So that way, when, the live stream is not on, you can sit there and kind of listen to these things, and it can help you to further iron out any things that may be wavering. I think for you, if I could encourage you in this, I'm not telling you to rush. I'm not telling you to lock in everything and do everything now and tomorrow. But 28, in my opinion, is a great age to find somebody that aligns with you. And that, as Mr. Best said, that as a partner, as Damien was probing, is that there are key things, the likability, her like towards you, future planning in the way she conversates. I remember when I was getting engaged, I had some older brothers around me, and they weren't looking at the way I acted and if I was happy and if I was giddy about getting engaged and about having a woman that I could propose to. They were listening to my speech. And the more I said we, is the more they they understood, and they were comfortable the fact that I was making a wise decision. And when they met her, when she would say we, and the more she said we, is the more they understood that the foundation has been laid. So there's some of these we points that Damien would be getting to that you want to make sure are solid. And it can't happen necessarily in one day. You don't want to rush it. Enjoy the moments, because you want it to not just be cement that you're going to put down, but you want to make sure it's smooth. You want to make sure it's even, and you want to make sure it's balanced, this foundation that you're laying in. I think you're on a great path, and you're doing wonderful so far. And I mean, if as you feel, we're going to have many more conversations like this, whether it's on a Saturday night prayer or on a Friday night like this. And I implore all you seasoned men, you wise men up here, take note that you've been able to help a brother tonight to gain a further level of understanding and clarity in his steps forward. Any closing remarks, and then we're gonna close out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got some.
I would say this, bro, before we close out. Man, don't you say made a lot of mistakes, but man, don't let those past things ruin your future blessings, bro, or your present blessings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You learn from what happened, and now you got somebody new, and she's interested. So, man, you in a win-win situation, bro. You know what I mean? You good. You know what I mean? Just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Don't focus on what you did in the past, and if somebody likes you and they communicating with you, that shows that they're accepting you for you. And that's a big thing. Trust me, it's a big thing. A lot of people want to be accepted for themselves and they're not. You know what I mean? That's a huge thing. So with that being said, y'all, I'm out. Love you, brother. CRad, you know the deal, man.
Yeah,
And we gonna
brother.
we gonna be we gonna be rapping on the back end. You know, I got your voice notes and all that. Everybody else hit me up. Y'all know where I'm at. Love you
Okay.
guys, man. Later.
Love you too, broski.
Right.
Yeah,
Closing
Conrad,
remarks.
I like that what you said right now. That's definitely something I gotta start practicing. Um, I was gonna tell the guy that just talked right now that the mistakes that I've made, not only with my past, but with this certain individual too. And as much as I've messed up with her, she still talks to me. So that's another reason I feel like she is a good person, a good woman, because she still forgives me after everything I've done. Because I'm not perfect. I messed up a lot, and she's to
Mhm.
this day she still talks to me. So I find that crazy. Anybody else she would have had already blocked. You know.
Yeah.
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 Speaking about your, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay. My bad.
No, it's cool, brother. I just wanted to say this real quick. Right. When you were saying like when you were presenting to us earlier, when you said like should you do better or should you stay where you're at? I actually wanted to respond to that real quickly. You should always strive to be better, brother. Never settle for less. And the reason why I'm saying that is because every brother, a man is worth his soul to the amount of work that he puts in.
Mm.
The thing is, you work all your life, and the thing is, you don't want to work. And listen, you don't work all your life for mediocrity. You want to strive to be as great as you can possibly be. And then the thing is, take pride in enjoying your work, but also learn. But like what you were able to do today, and Conrad pointed out, Dane pointed out, and 84, and especially Jerk pointed it out as well. You are able to humble yourself, but this is what a lot of brothers need to learn to do: humble themselves and learn and listen to other men around them, so they can gain information. So it will help them in the long run of their lives, because listen, I've gained so much wisdom from my father, who's 70 years old, that I talk to every day. I talked to my uncle. I talked to him. I talked to my mentors, my two mentors. I just had a conversation with him just earlier. And the thing is, I keep these group of brothers around me specifically because they know that I can succeed and get things done. And they know what the goal I'm striving for. And it sounds like you know what you want to do, but the thing is, brother, never, like I said, always strive to be better. Never, like I said, never settle for mediocrity, brother. You are too talented and you got too much going for you. And also, you learn. Another thing you're capable of doing is you've learned from your mistakes. You're aware of situations, and not only that, you own up to it. You continue forward with better mindset. Which is normally the rough path of any man.
Mm.
And the thing is, we got to get it out of the dirt. And I tell people, and any man in the point in your life, even me, you're gonna eat dirt for, like I said, when you get out in the real world, you're gonna eat dirt for a little bit, and then once you eat dirt for a little bit, you are going to be better. Like I said, you're out of that little rut, whatever. And like I said, every man hits it. And like I said, it may come later, it may come sooner. But the thing is, you always push forward. And listen, the things of the past, you learn from them and you move forward. That's what you're supposed to do, brother. But the thing is, you don't harken back on the past. You just keep going forward. Like I said, I need to key that in on young men, because whenever I hear cats like you talk, especially with a good head on their shoulder, I want to make sure y'all never double back. Don't ever double back.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
Thank you.
Molo.
What up? What up? What up?
Ball
Bless
TV, what's up, brother?
Jay, what's the dilly, yo?
Good to
We
see you
got
again.
we got to catch up. You haven't talked for a minute. Conrad, my G, what's going on, baby?
Blessings, sir.
Everybody else on the panel, what's going on?
Everybody's blessed, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I hear y'all giving this man some vital information, man. It's an awesome thing, man. It's an awesome thing when the brothers can come together and give some advice, man.
Mhm.
You know, from the heart, especially from the mistakes that cats have made, and
Right.
give the brothers, some clarity and understanding so that you don't make the same mistakes that we made. You know what I'm saying? And that's an awesome thing. And there's so much advice that you guys gave that was awesome. The one thing I just want my man to know is marriage is the only time when 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
and this is the thing, and a lot of people always ask, what's a perfect relationship? What is a perfect marriage? What is a perfect marriage? And when you sit down and think about it, a lot of people tell you that there is no perfect marriage. I'm gonna tell you, there is. A perfect marriage is when two don't give up on each other.
Mm,
That's the
Yeah.
perfect marriage. You feel what I'm saying?
wonderful. Wonderful.
So when Christ tells you that you love your wife as you love yourself, we tend to understand. We tend not to understand what that means, and the way selfishness comes into a relationship is when I stop focusing on my wife and I start focusing on me. That's when selfishness comes in, because my job is to worry about her and her job is to worry about me. So if I'm worrying about her and she's worrying about me, I have no time to worry about myself. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm,
So when that stops happening, and then I have to stop worrying about her and start worrying about me, this is when selfishness comes in. So if you ever feel that happening, don't wait to deal with it. Don't wait to address it. Address it right then and
right
there.
away.
You dig what I'm saying? So
Sound words.
the last thing you can do is say, you know what, it's going to figure itself out. Doesn't work that way, especially if you're supposed to be one body and she tries to figure it out and you try to figure it out. And then when both of you come together, you have two different thought processes on how this needs to be figured out, and it makes you worse off than where you were at when you first came into this issue. You dig what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and most important, don't hesitate to ask for advice. 'Cause that's the one thing the enemy is going to make you think, that you're the only one that's going through the situation that you're going through.
Mm,
People are going to look at you weird or look at you. If you're surrounded with brothers that look at you weird because you have a question or you have issues in your relationship, you need to find yourself a better circle. You need to find
Yeah.
yourself a better circle. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you pick, because it's very important. You know, there's three decisions that we make, I think, is important in our lives. The first is choosing Christ to be your Lord and Savior. That's the ultimate. The second is choosing your wife or your husband. And the third is the people that you guys allow in your circle. Because
mhm,
these are the people that pray into you. These are the people that pour into you. You do it.
mhm.
So be mindful of those things. And I think with all the advice that these brothers have given you, man, you're gonna be on point with it, man. So with that, I'm gonna say, Conrad, my G, love you. Takashi, I'm
Brother
gonna at you. Yes, sir, Conrad.
Bolo, we gonna I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna get some food after this for a bit and then chill out. And I'm gonna come join you guys because I got some testimonies that I want to share. And I'm gonna say this right here. You see what happened tonight, right? This moment right here, deleted, Bolo, Jay, Rush, and the brothers that you see what happened right here. This is a testimony because if we have not realized the way that social media is going, right, especially within the aspect of YouTube, it's been so divisive that people don't even know where they can go to ask for advice.
Right.
They don't like. I remember when Deleted first popped up, and he said, "Man, I've never been on YouTube before. I've never been on a panel before. I saw your channel. I decided to hit the link. I decided to come up." And that was what, now a month ago,
Yeah,
Deleted.
but
And we've been praying together, and we've been able to have conversations like this. And the one thing that I prayed for in my personal prayers for this brother is that he would come into aspects and times where he would know that this is a safe space, not because I'm telling him, but the other brothers would rally around him as a covering. So when we talk about being our brother's keeper, I want the world to see this, for all the viewers that are on this as we close right now. This is what we talk about when we talk about being our brother's keeper. It's not just the conversational piece. And it's not just prayer alone, but it is both as one solid move to make sure that we hold each other up. And sometimes how I get held up is because Bolo is able to come over and be able to speak life, or I can get to the village with the brothers. I see the brothers in the comments, right? I see them in the chat. Stands in the chat. For everybody that's been in the chat tonight, this is what this is about. You see, this is what they call church right here. This is church. This right here is church. We're accustomed to a building, a pulpit, an organ, drums, but this right here, this is church. This is brotherhood. This is family. This is the body of Christ right here. And I land there. I'm gonna grab some food and then I'm gonna come join y'all quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce, man. But what I'm gonna say to you, deleted, is this, man. That and I just said this at someone else's channel, and I'm gonna say it to this. Life is meant to be lived forward, but understood backward, man. So often we get caught up.
Yep.
We get caught up planning for the future, and we don't pay attention to the present when we should be learning what we need to learn from the past that we can implement in the present so that we're ready for the future, right? So you have to understand that your destination, you're gonna get to it regardless, right? Because that's just what the Lord put you on this planet to do. Here's the most important part: will you be ready? So don't focus on your destination. Focus on the lessons that you need to learn on the way to the destination so that when you get there, you're ready. Because there's a lot of men that get to that age when they meet that woman that they're meant to have, they don't know that that's the woman for them because they're not ready. This is why the Lord tells you a husband that findeth a wife is a good thing because he was already a husband. So he already knew what he needed. He already knew what he was looking for. He didn't go into it freestyling. He didn't go into the NBA and then figure out, let me learn how the fundamentals of playing basketball. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the fundamentals on it. So if you stay focused, you stay on your grind, you stay connected to the Father, you have that well-balanced brotherhood around you, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be good, brother. Falling, listen, when you fail, it's not a failure. It's only a failure if you don't learn from it. If you learn from it, life experience. That's what it's called. And if that mountain was smooth, none of us can climb it. Mountains have to have jagged edges for you to grab on and get cut on. These are the things, I'm sure that there are cuts on all of our bodies that has stories and things that we learn from that we're going to tell our grandchildren. That's the point of it, right? Brothers coming together, not forgetting what they've learned, but sharing it so that we can grow from each other because, again, we need each other. All right, so with that, Conrad, my brother, thank you, man. I love you. Takashi, I'm going to holler at you. All right? Delete it. Peace out, guys.
Hey, deleted as we close, man. And Vaughn just hit it right in the chat. Isn't your name supposed to be changed to Resurrected?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to that.
Yeah, man, no rush, but make sure don't leave that out, man. You resurrected now. You're no longer deleted, brother. You resurrected. All right, brothers, we gonna cap it off here for tonight. I thank everybody for being here. Jay, Rush, Deleted, Stan, Von Bryant, Bolo in the Village, my blessings. And so I don't think I've seen before, Seeing Being. Blessings to you. Thank you for being here. There was another person that I hadn't seen over here too before. I just want to give the shout out, pay some love. Got us with a pen. God bless you. Blessings to everybody. Rest easy. For those who are available, we're right back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow night for prayer. An hour of prayer. The family that prays together is the family that stays together. Let's bear one another up as we go forward. And salute and blessings to everybody. Peace.
Right back.
Peace out.